What's up, family? We're gonna go over some foundational things tonight. Hit the like button on your way in. You already know basic I wouldn't say rules or whatever, but conduct, whatever. Leave your questions in the chat. We're gonna get to them at the end, or maybe throughout the video. You never know, right? If it's your first time, I wouldn't mind if you introduce yourself, right? Definitely let me know where you're watching in from, where you at in the country or out the country. Let me know. Let me know where y'all at, man. Where y'all checking me out at, right? Also, let me know if you're a truck driver, freight dispatcher, broker, which one, right? Let me know. We're gonna let a couple more people get on in here. I was able to send that email out today. Man, sorry I didn't jump on last week. I was tied up. I had some things going on. I was out of town as well. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Had a lot going on. Wasn't able to jump on because I was traveling, and excuse me. I was gonna jump on last week, but from my phone. Well, actually, I was gonna do it from my laptop, but I didn't make it back to my hotel room in time. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just jump on my phone and do it. But when I let me see, I do this. When I had was in my car, my phone, the camera it's like, I don't know. It's it doesn't really work right. I don't know. I dropped my phone and it's doing some crazy stuff like zooming in. I don't know. It's blurry. It looks crazy. So I decided not to get on. I will be going to get my phone fixed. So if I am traveling, I can just jump on from the phone and don't have to really worry about it. I promise I will do my best to not miss the next live. All right. But I will say this. I am thinking about doing it on Fridays. I don't know, like a Friday, Saturday type deal. I'm still thinking about it, like switching to live and just kind of like go freestyle, like a freestyle Friday or something. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Let me know. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Once again, on your way in, please hit the like button if you're on Instagram. I think you can hit the like button. This is like my second time doing it on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button, like, share, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, right? Definitely. Please do that. Get the algorithm going so we can boost these videos up, so I can definitely have some help doing this more and more in the future, right? So tonight we're going to be talking about heavy haul basics, just the basics, right? Like, jumping into the heavy haul game, oversized, overdimensional loads, tall loads, wide loads, long loads, what if they stretch loads, right? It doesn't matter if you're a truck driver or you're an owner operator or you're a freight dispatcher. Maybe you're a broker, right? Now, if you are a broker, don't be coming over here getting that game and then, going back over there to the broker side and then using it against us, right? Little jokey joke, but not really a jokey joke. I am a little serious on that, maybe a lot of serious. But anyway, so yeah, don't do that. Right? Do not do that. Do not go over there and use this game against us, right? Because you're learning this game, free game on social media. It's free, right? And you're getting this free game if you're a broker from a trucker, all right, on operator, small fleet owner, right? Don't use this against us. I'm putting this game out here for free for my truckers, for my own operators, for my freight dispatchers, because I want to see them be successful. And when I got in the game, I didn't really see anybody really giving it out on YouTube. Not saying that there's not anybody giving the game out, but I didn't really see it. I got a little bit, like a little bit off of YouTube. So this is why I come on here and I make these videos. So once again, on your way in, hit the like button, right? And let's get into it. So we're gonna be talking about, once again, heavy haul 101, the basics, to jump in the game, whether you're a owner operator or you're a truck driver or you're a freight dispatcher and you want to get into the owner operator space, right? Let me turn this down right quick. Let's stop this. Yeah, so whether you're an owner operator or you're a freight dispatcher or you're a broker or whatever, truck driver, whatever, you're looking to start a small fleet, or you're none of it right now and you're just looking, you want to kind of know how to get in the game, right? And you need to make a decision, right? So um a lot of people get in this game and this industry and they just believe that, oh man, it's heavy haul, right? It's oversized. We're gonna make a lot of money, right? And you can. I've made a lot of money in this space, right? But I've been in trucking for a long time, a very long time. It's probably about 21 years now. And a lot of people think they're just gonna get in this game and they're going to make a lot of money and they're gonna make it fast. That definitely can happen. What's the chances of that happening when you first get in and you go straight to making money and make it fast? Maybe not so high, right? Depends on the individual, depends on how you prepared before you got in the game, right? Um, and that's what we're gonna talk about now a little bit, right? But I also do know some people personally that got in and within months got right back out, right? Now I'm not gonna say if they got kicked out, right, or they just got out, but I will say that they got in, and when they got in, because they saw other people making money, whether it was myself or some other people that was around us, and man, I'm talking very fast. They got right back out, right? Um, I know some people that actually went bankrupt. Seriously. Because I got a phone call saying that, hey man, do you want to buy the trailer? So I personally know um someone or a couple people that actually got in, got their trailers. They already had their trucks, but they was doing reefers and dry van or whatever. They got in, got into the open deck, started with the RGN, right? And bam, got right back out, right? I personally know someone who uh he was in it. He didn't like get in it. He was already in it, like when I met him, right? And he was doing really good. And when the dip came, that was a wrap. He actually, he went bankrupt. He went bankrupt, and he actually was in business with a couple of his friends. Like one of his friends helped him get the equipment, right? And when his friend helped him get the equipment, meaning like he signed for it on credit, and he had a nice setup, y'all. He can go all the way up to a 13 axle setup, stretch. He could pull some very, very heavy and very, very long loads. And he went bankrupt. The guy who actually signed for the trailer, who kind of was in business with him, and when I say I'm saying kind of was in business with him because he really wasn't. He just helped his friend out, right? But he had his own truck and trailers as well. Um, this dude, the dude who was actually had the equipment, he went bankrupt, left the dude stuck with the equipment, trashed the equipment out, and like I said, I got the phone call. And he was like, "Hey, look, man, you wanna you wanna buy this trailer or whatever?" And I was like, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? So we kind of in conversation with all that right now. And we're gonna see where that goes. But yeah, man, he went bankrupt and he left the other guy stuck. So once again, let's see how this looks. That might be a little better. Let's see. Once again, a lot of people get in this game and just like in any business, right? They jump in and they expect certain things to happen fast and just straight out the gate. And it don't happen that way. And it kind of ends up in a not so great ending, right? So I also know someone that been in business for a couple years, had a lot of reefers, drive-ins, a couple open decks, got introduced to the RGNs through me, and then he was doing it. He kind of invested in more of doing it, but he kind of like, I'm not gonna say was doing it without me, but was doing it without me. I wasn't the reason for his success or not success, but he thought that it was basic like everything else, and it's just not, right? And that kind of made me think about it, and one of the reasons why I'm going over this in this live tonight, right? Because there's some things when it comes down to getting to the heavy haul over dimensional space that you need to be aware of and know about when you get in, because these things will catch you by surprise and it will make it very hard for you to be successful, right? So with that being said, let's jump into it. First thing first, this is not, heavy haul space, over dimensional loads, super loads, these big loads, right? Um, the first thing is, and y'all hear me talk about this a lot, is you have to totally change your mindset, especially if you're coming from like the dry van, reefer market, or anything like that. You got to change your mindset. You have to understand that this is different. All right. Totally different. This is like totally different from flatbed, right? You're gonna learn a lot of basics with flatbed and step deck and all that, but there's still a level of it being different when it come to heavy hauling and over dimensional loads, right? It's just not the same. And you got to understand that you're going from uh running, pulling loads. It might take you all week to make $5,000 or $6,000, right? In a week, right? But with a heavy haul and over dimensional loads, you literally can make that in a day in 200 miles, right? When you might have ran 2 to 3,000 miles for that same amount of money in a drive van or a reefer, okay? Or even a flatbed, right? So you got to understand that in order to level up or swap over or just start off in that space that you're making, you're taking, that's a big jump, right? Well, guess what? A lot of things are going to be different to make money like that, right? So the first thing you have to do is you have to fix your mindset that I'm not doing flatbed anymore. I'm not doing reefer anymore. I have to, I'm not doing, dry van reefer, hot shot, flatbed, whatever. That's not what I'm doing. So you have to, if you're a truck driver, guess what? You got to change the way you run. All right. You can't run the same, right? Uh, you need to be more patient, right? You need to understand that uh everything is about running less miles, right? You might run a lot of shorties, a lot of short loads, right? Um, you're not running I mean, maybe you might run cross country, but patience, a lot of patience, right? Um, Same thing if you're a dispatcher, right? You need to be patient. Where you will just click a load, call them, give them a rate, book it right fast. If you're booking a good, I'm talking about a good RGN load or oversized heavy haul load, um, that's not really, it's probably not gonna go that fast. It's probably gonna go something like this. Hey, I'm looking at your Houston, Texas, going over to Savannah, Georgia, blah, 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 blah. Um, is it still available? Broker might say, yeah, it's 40 foot long, da 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 da. You're like, okay, well, how much do you need in the well? They might say, actually, I don't know. Right? This is common for brokers because they don't really know most of the time. And it's like, okay, well, can you find out for me? Right? You might have to have a little patience. Where a flatbed load, it's like, hey, I'm looking at your Houston, Texas to Savannah, Georgia. Is it still available? Yeah, we got 5 available. How many trucks you got? Yeah, I got 1 truck. Okay, yeah, it's one pick, one drop, 40,000 pounds. Pick up between 7 and 3, deliver between 7 and 3 next day. No tarp. That's it. You want it or not? It pays $1,300 to the truck. Hey man, I would like 16. They come right back and say, hey, I can meet you at the middle at 1450, whatever, right? That's it, right? Simple, quick, bam. Um, Not really like that when it comes down to oversized and whatever, whatever. That same person might say, okay, let me find out. Can I call you back? Now, if it's me, all right, if I'm the one that's trying to book this load, I don't really want them to, get off the phone with me. I'm gonna say, well, hold up, what is it? Do you know what it is? Do you have pictures? Right? Because I need to show them that I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. And I don't want them to get off the phone with me because they're gonna have a lot of other people calling their phone as well, right? So hey, what is it? You know, oh, it's a boom lift, da da da. Straight up my mind. Okay, yeah, that'll fit in the 26 or 29. Well, like I'm good. Oh, it's a garbage truck. Is well, maybe not, right? Oh, it's a tank. It's like, oh well, it's a tank. I need the exact dimensions, right? Height, width, length, if I can get a picture, something like that, right? So these things might go a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the booking process, right? So definitely have patience there. And make sure that you're up on game when it comes down to um the bidding process, right? And knowing and understanding how to bid on the loads, like knowing how to bid on the loads, no, and that's a whole process in itself, right? And I got something at the end for everybody, like people that's like trying to learn, you know. But definitely, you definitely want to um make sure your bidding game, your quoting game is good. Like it's good. You want to make sure that, right? Um, so yeah, so that's like the booking process, right? Let's say you actually um let's say you're a driver, right? And maybe you have a dispatcher and they're looking for loads or they're trying to work on loads. Be patient. Be patient. These are not regular loads, okay? Um, these are not regular loads. It takes time. to get these loads, and it takes time to get good loads like this. You do not want to rush, and get something that's just not good, right? And now you're stuck with a load that's just not a good load. And you could have, you're stuck with like $1,000 load or $1,500 load, and you might have could have got 3 G's for delivery next day instead of 1,500 delivery next day. So you definitely want to be patient. Know your areas, know when to push the market, right, for a high dollar load, and know when to kind of chill a little bit, when to fall back, right? That also depends on where you're at in the country too, when it comes down to booking loads as well, right? So that's the booking process. Let's say you got the load. Let's say you've been rewarded with the load, right? And it's an over dimensional load, right? Well, here go that patience come right back around again, because now you gotta get permits, and this is something that everybody should learn. I don't care if you're a truck driver, if you're a dispatcher, or if you're a broker, right? You should learn how to get permits. You should learn what does it take to get a permit. You should learn how to order a permit yourself, even if you have somebody else to do it. Still learn how to do it, right? Because if you can learn and you can get that visual of what's going on with these permits, whether you're, once again, dispatcher, broker, or whatever, the better you'll be, right? Especially if you're a driver, right? Or dispatcher, because you can, like, it's just better for you. You know what I'm saying? So definitely learn that. I don't know if I have a video on YouTube about that, but I definitely will put one out there. And if not, I will have it in my private group, my school group. I don't know. I post a link, I pin it to the top. It's on YouTube. If you depending on where you're watching it at, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, come jump over to YouTube and that link will be there. It's totally free. Hit the link, join the free group. Some stuff I put in the group, some stuff I put on YouTube. And actually, at the end of the stream, I have something real special for everybody. So definitely make sure you stay to the end. But yeah, so you definitely want to learn how to order permits. And when it comes down to, even if if you could just learn how to fill out the ordering permit process, you don't need to necessarily know how to contact every single state in order permit, but you definitely want to know how to just fill out the paperwork, right? With the axle sizes, the width, the height, do your calculations, what states and all this and all that, right? Um, but you definitely want that, right? So that's that. Now you're gonna have to be patient. Again, notice I'm keep saying this patient thing, right? You want to be patient again, because when it's time to get these permits, sometimes it might take hours. All right. We just had an issue the other day in the state of Louisiana. I had 2 trucks in Louisiana. They both needed permits. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all what we did, but the state of Louisiana was shut down for whatever reason. Their system, they couldn't route loads, right? One load was basically a like a super load, right? And it was like it wasn't a super load, but it was pretty big, right? It was like 15 and a half, 15.6 wide, right? So the routing that it had to go was a crazy route, and it was Mardi Gras time, right? So with that being said, it was very hard to kind of run it without a permit. Now, I'm not telling y'all we run loads without permits, but we couldn't do it because the route was just going to be crazy. And it was going all the way to Texas anyway. So we couldn't get our Texas permit. Why? Because the Louisiana permit, we couldn't get that. So going into Texas, the Texas permit was going to have a certain route. Well, we didn't know what route Louisiana was going to give. So if Louisiana gives a certain route, let's just say Louisiana gives a route because it's 15 and a half wide, and I has to go up a back road and go into Texas on 90 or something. But Texas is going to give you a permit coming in on 10, right? Those of you that drive trucks, y'all understand and know what I'm talking about when it comes to routing. It's not going to match up, right? Like, 90 will be up here, I-10 will be right here. So now it just doesn't match. All right. Um, so that's that. So guess what happened? That load stayed on a truck from, wow, let me see. I think it got loaded. Yeah, it stayed on the truck from Wednesday to Monday. Good thing, great thing that we have multiple trailers and we was able to just drop the trailer, leave it loaded, and go. He was able to go hook up to another trailer, run some loads, still make money, and then go back later. And he lived in the area, right? He lives in Louisiana too. So that was like great that he was able to even do that, right? But that's another thing. And guess what? It was an escorted load. So by it was being an escorted load, guess what happened? I had to pay the escort $150 for a Tonu truck order not used. In the escort world, they call it a no-go. So basically, he sat there for a couple of hours. We didn't use him. Well, he drove out. I had to pay him $150, right? And a load paid originally, it was going from North Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it was going to Houston, Texas, and it was paying originally, I think it was like 3,300 or $3,200, right? He wound up paying us 3,400 total because the load had to sit for a day or whatever. Now, $100, that wasn't really much, but it was something. And this is one of my direct customers. And the reason why I stayed on the load and I did everything, me and Eric, the reason why we did everything that we did is because this customer is a loyal client. He calls us with all his load, I would think all his loads, right? And he's always giving us work. So I definitely had to make sure he was happy, right? For sure. Now, um, what else we got? So that's permits and that's escrow. So you can see how you have to be patient. You got to calm down a little bit, right? And assess what's going on because now I had to pay, excuse me, I had to pay $150, which is not much in comparison to a day rate for a escort or something, which is like 500, 400, anywhere from 400 to 500, depending on who, what type of prices that they're throwing out there, or how you negotiate it, right? So that's another thing, right? So you definitely want to have patience, and you definitely want to uh take your time in quoting these loads, right? If you're just getting into heavy haul, uh uh the heavy haul space, over dimensional loads, things like that, I would not do any loads that needs escorts. I would stick to regular, one second. I would stick to regular oversized loads. What is going on with my thing? One second, y'all. I would I would stick to regular oversized loads. Um I wouldn't mess with any loads that needs you know escorts and stuff like that. Just because not because it's like, hey, you don't know what you're doing or anything, but because maybe you didn't quote it right, you didn't route it right, and say you got a load and you getting paid 2,500 for the load, and you got to pay your escort $500. Not a now you're really getting paid 2,000, right? Let's say you didn't route it out right, you didn't time it right, and so now you didn't quote it right, and now this load is gonna go into the next day. And when it goes into the next day, guess what? That same you might have to pay that same 500 again, right? Or So now you're $1,000 to the escort, and whatever else you have to pay for. Um, and you're jammed up, right? So I probably would kind of just stay away from that right now, right? I just, I would keep it simple, man. Do me some regular oversized loads. Keep it under the escorts, depending on what state you're in. Texas up to 14, Louisiana up to 12, Mississippi I think is like up to 13. Stuff like that. I just really wouldn't go too big. You can still make good money. You know what I mean? And that's what I would do, right? Let's take a minute. Once again, everybody hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I don't know where you're watching in from right now. I'm streaming over to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, right? So definitely, wherever you at, hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Let's check out some of these comments in the chat right quick. Um Truckers struck. Truckers truck. Got you. Hey Marco, thank you for the lessons today, sir. For sure. Anytime. My dude, man, Dynamic Force, man. I seen you post in the group, bro. You got that combine. That's a nice load, man. That's a nice load. I know you got paid for that. And if you didn't, make sure, and when I say got paid, I'm talking about get paid big money. Combines pay really good money. So make sure you're charging for that. Those slide outs, you having to use those slide outs, make them pay for that for sure, right? Stealth Ninja says, hey man, I'm doing my CDL test tomorrow. Nervous AF, shaking my head. Don't trip, bro. Nothing to be nervous about, right? Just make sure you study. You went took your rides. You've done everything you had to do. Go take the test, man. I hope it's in a stick. I hope you do not get that thing on your license to where you can't drive a stick. But if that's all you got is automatic and that's all you can drive, cool. Do that. But always, for everybody understand this. I just heard this. I don't know. Been at my CDLs for a long time. But something that I found out is that if you do get a automatic. He just commented back. Dang, it's an automatic. Hey, bro, listen, don't trip. Get it, get your license, go make your money, man. But know this: if you ever want to drive a stick in a truck, you can't. You have to go do it all over again. And I was hearing something about like you can't drive a stick in your car, like in a personal car either. So if you want to go get you a nice, Corvette or something and stick it a Porsche or whatever, like that's not gonna be a thing either, right? So yeah, man. But anyway, so what else we got? What else we got? Dynamic force. You're correct. 7,000 load, 1,160 miles, basically, minus 25%, minus 950 fuel, minus 2184 for escort. Almost 1,200 miles. That ain't bad for escort. I guess you got some overnight fees in there, right? What did you have to some overnights in there? What they charge you for about a mile, whatever. Just so everybody can kind of get a feel of what's going on out there, bro. Not trying to get too far in your business, but yeah, man. That's not really that bad, man. That's not really that bad. I mean, let's calculate that. What we got? What we got? If we do the numbers on that, we got 2184 1158. It's like 188 a mile. That's not bad, man. Because I'm assuming you had at least one, probably two overnights. But I don't know where you went, right? I don't know where you went. So that really wasn't that bad, bro. 188 a mile. That wasn't really that bad. And 950 in fuel. That wasn't really that bad either. I don't really know how you're fueling up. Once again, I don't know where you went. when it come down to pulling hills and stuff like that. But I mean, if you you know, let's see, 7,000 subtract 25% equals what? I don't want to do the 25%. Reason being, because it just depends on where you leased on that. If you're on authority or whatever, that's kind of, whatever. Let's just do it without the 25%, right? Because you can lease on somewhere different, or you can be under your own authority, right? So that's kind of like a per the person deal, right? But uh and then 950 for fuel. Man, that's $3,800, especially if that was a weekend load. You hit a lick. You hit a lick, in my opinion, right? I don't know how heavy it was, but yeah, man. So yeah, so what you say? And minus permits, 180 a mile for escort, $100 for one night. That's good, man. You did good, bro. If you wasn't overweight, permits wasn't really that bad, I'm pretty sure. Don't trip on that, right? Keep rocking on, man. That's what's up, man. I remember when this guy, Louisiana to North Carolina, uh dynamic force, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we talked on the phone, bro, like once or twice. He jumped in the private group, once again, the free group. We chopped it up a little bit. He kind of was like already on game or whatever. He kind of was already in motion. We just had a, basic conversation, not no real serious. Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Da, da, da. He just asked some questions. He was kind of like all in, ready to go. And he pushed through. He was already leased onto a company. He went and bought his own trailer. The company he's with, I won't say it, right? If he posted, but I'm not gonna say it. But the company didn't do RGNs. He told him, hey, I want to go buy my trailer and I'm gonna, do RGNs. And he did it. And look at that. One load, 2 days, he made his money, just there you go. So get in the game, man. Get in the game. Get in the game. That's what's up, man. I'm happy for this dude. I really am. Um, I really am, man. That's what's up. I like that. I love it, actually. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Stealth Ninja say, yeah, I know the instructor's giving me flack now. You know, now you. I mean, hey, man, that automatic, bro. Just saying, What else we got? Pitt Freight Company. We're working extensively right now trying to land, expedite AOG contracts with some airlines. That's what's up, man. That should pay some really, 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 really good money. That's what's up, right? Pitt Freight Company says most will clown on Spirit Airlines, but let me tell you, they pay. GE Aerospace gives us 36 hours to transport its engine from Cincinnati, Ohio to Los Angeles, California. Your Google will ETA 32 hours. Well, I tell you what, if you're getting loads like that, I don't know if you're a broker or you can like give out some of these loads, but hit me up, bro. Let me go on ahead and put it on the screen. You know what I mean? You can email me. We have trucks, and we can definitely pull some of those loads for you, right? Also shoot me a text, right? Um, we're not scared of no work, man. So hit me up, man. We do share some of those loads. I never sample melodies. Okay. What advice would you offer someone with no experience looking to get their CDL but already has a substantial savings from a previous carrier? Uh, you're looking to get your CDLs, but you have a savings from a previous carrier. I'm a little confused. How did you work with the carrier? Let me read this again. What advice would you offer someone with no experience? Got it. Looking to get their CDL, but already have a substantial savings from a previous career. My bad. Okay. I read that wrong. Sorry about that. Um, just get them. You don't really have to have a savings or not. Now if you're saying that you want to be an owner operator, you want to buy a truck, well, that's different. But going ahead, now things are different. When I got my CDLs, I just got them, and when I got them, all I had to do was just take the test, right? I actually had a job driving trucks before I even had CDLs, right? You didn't hear that from me, but allegedly, right? Anyway, so I was making money before I even got my CDLs, but when I took the test, I just all I had to do is take the test, the written test, and take the driving test, and then that was it. Now, I think you have to do a lot more, right? I don't want to, I don't want to really lie about that. I know you have to do like, stuff on the computer. You have to like go to school now. It's a lot more stuff to do. If you have enough money to do, go straight through, and you know enough to get your license without going to school, and you feel comfortable with that, right? I would say do it that way. The reason why I'm saying that is because I probably wouldn't want to lock in with a company that would pay for my CDLs and then it would like lock me in for like a year or so. I would probably make that my last choice. So my first choice would be just pay, take the test, and then get my license. If that's an option, right? Do your research, Google it, YouTube, all this stuff. If that is a thing, go with option one. Option two, I would go through a school, get a grant, right? I would do whatever I got to do to get a grant and get the grant, go to school, for however many weeks. I think it's like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 at the most. You say you have savings, go on ahead and, have your, you got your bread right, got your money right. Do that, go through the school, and then go sign up with a company. But understand this, depending on what niche, what market, what type of trailers, what type of trucks you want to run, go work for a company like that. Okay. Not necessarily if you want to do flatbed, step deck, open deck, like RGN work, don't go drive for Swift and do driving. Don't do that. Don't go drive for Prime and do reefer. Find your company that will take you and do open deck, right? Learn that. Okay. That's what I would do. And last, I would do the let the company pay for it, right? If you're gonna do it like that. Okay. But those are the three things that I would do. That's my advice on that. All right. My bro said, thank you, fam. Your videos are inspirational. 100 on that for sure. That's why I put it out there. Trucker's Truck says, I'm a broker that wants in on heavy haul. What are some indicators that let you know that someone know what they are doing in heavy haul? Got it. Oh, well, if you have been, I think you've been in here since the beginning of the stream, or you commented earlier. All good. Anyway, once again, like I said earlier, if you're a broker and you're over here and you come and get in this game, help us out, man. Because a lot of brokers, you got the broker trucker beef going on, and brokers don't want to pay truckers, in the position, and they kind of do bad things and don't pick up broker loads and all this stuff, right? So the full disclosure on that. So if you come and get this game, make sure that give it on back right now. How do you know if a carrier knows what they're doing before they pick up your load? Well, first things first, you kind of have to know some things, right? So you can kind of identify if they really know what they're talking about, right? But if it can get crazy. It depends on what kind of loads, right? Is it like a legal load? Is it a oversized load? If it is oversized, is it a super load, right? And by you being in a position being a broker, you don't really want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Reason being, they can use it as leverage, right? I'm giving you game as a broker, okay? They can kind of use it as leverage because it's like, oh, he don't know what he's doing, so I can just kind of give him a crazy price. This is what I would do. If you have loads and you don't really know um how to quote the load, put it out there. Don't put a price. Be honest about it. Um, when you post it, either put in the comments saying, "Hey, posting for quotes," or because that might not get calls, or you can post it over a couple days for a pickup. All right. So nobody would think they will call you, thinking that they can pick it up today or something, right? Um, that's how I would do it. If you just got awarded the load and it has to move today, I will post it. I won't put a rate. And once again, get all of the details that you can get. Do the best you can, get all of the details that you can get. And when you get those details, post it, put all of those details in the notes so they have it. So they have it. So when they call you, they already have that, right? And then you just politely ask them, hey, if it's a quoted load, if you're trying to quote it, be honest with them. Hey, look, today's Monday. This load is looking to move on Wednesday. I need to give a good quote. If you give me a good quote and I win it off of your quote, I'm gonna give the load to you, right? Because they're gonna give it to me, right? But be honest, right? Just be cool, be honest, because when you're dealing with truckers, it can get a little crazy, right? So just be honest, be cool. Let them know, hey, look, I really need to quote this load. What would you charge me to do this load? Right? They're gonna give you a price. Now, this is starting the vetting process. Once they give you a price, then you say, okay, what does it all take? What all would you have to do for this load? Right? Will you need escorts? Anything like that. Once again, this is where kind of like you kind of have to know some stuff as well, because if you ask too many questions, then it's gonna make you look like you don't know what you're doing. Um, and a trucker might even get nervous with you. But so that's what I would do. I would just ask questions like, hey, what would it take to get this done? Do you need escorts? Do you need local permits? Do you need escorts in every state, or do you just need them in some states? Stuff like that. Just little questions like that. Have you ever moved anything like this before? Right? Um, Stuff like that. A giveaway. Another thing is, kind of look at the insurance, look at the inspection report, stuff like that. It's a lot of little things here, and I'm not gonna go too deep into that on this stream because we can be here forever, right? If you want to get some help with that, once again, look in the chat. You're going to you're gonna see a pinned comment that I pinned. Hit the link, join the free community, and once again, for my people that is in the free community, I will have something special for them at the end of the video. I never sample melody says my question was more geared to a action plan to get into the owner operator game. Got you. I can pay for equipment but don't have any experience. Cool. All right. Well, that's different. It's funny, man. I actually made a video about this today. It's not launched yet, like a vlog video, but I'm actually going over this right here in this video. It should be posted maybe Wednesday or so definitely be on the lookout for that video, right? I haven't really been making too many videos lately because I've been busy. I've been working a lot, like a lot, just but yeah, so I'm actually switching my focus in my business too. But anyway, you're looking to be an owner operator. Well, if I had a nice bag and I'm looking to get into business, let me go at your other question. Let me see. So you don't have CDLs. All right. I will get my CDLs and I would try my best to go work for an owner operator. Okay. Being an owner operator and being a truck driver is way different. Working for a trucking company like a mega carrier or a big size company, like a big one, I'm talking about like, 50 trucks plus, is way different from driving for an owner operator. Okay. Driving for a big company, a lot of stuff is going to be like automated. They're going to hold your hand a lot. They're going to just you're going to kind of get the robotic feeling a little bit. They're going to put you in a position to where you just drive. All right. When you fall on an operator, they're gonna help you out a lot. But let's say take myself, right? And it's funny because I just hired a guy, and I talked about this in the video that's coming out. I just hired a guy, a brother. He seems to be really good at what he do. His secure game is good, because it's a truck that I actually just bought. Um, his securement game is good. His communication is good. He asks a lot of questions. He seems to be very safe. His pre-trip game is good. I love that. Um, but he comes from a mega carrier, right? So I told him coming in, I'm like, hey, look, you're gonna learn a lot, right? Because we're not a big carrier. All right. This is on operator life, smaller fleet, right? Big carrier, you get a blowout, they're going to say, hey, go to the nearest place and get a tire fix. Or they might say, pull over, we're going to send you a mechanic, a call out, a roll call, and get it fixed, right? On operator life, small fleet life, and I'm talking about, when I say smaller fleet, I'm not talking about like 3, 4, 5 trucks. I'm talking about like 25 and under. You get what I'm saying? 25 trucks and under. That's like a small fleet in a sense. When you're comparing to like mega carriers, 100 trucks, 200 trucks, right? They're gonna just get you to come out, get someone to come out, fix it on the spot, and just keep going. All right. We're gonna say, hey, look, can you make it to Love's? Can you make it to Southern Tire Mart? Right? Because a roll call is going to charge probably about 700. Just, well, it's probably going to be about for one tire. If you're within 30 miles, that's going to be about a $1,500 roll call, right? But if you can limp it to the Loves, okay, and getting a discount at Loves, which we get, it's going to be about 350. That's a big difference, right? If you don't have a discount, it's gonna be about, especially on the RGN, that's 275.80, I think it is on there, 22.5. That's gonna be, you know, without a discount, about 750, right? Something like that. And that's a cheap tire. It's like double coin out the door, right? Cheap tire. It's not like a high price tire, okay? Um, that's an example. Truck breakdown. It's like on operator gonna be, a smaller fleet gonna be like, hey, what's wrong? Right? Can you touch this? Can you touch that? Can oh, it's a hose bus, FaceTime me, right? You're looking at the hose and it's like, oh, it's just a hose, right? It's a simple hose. Hey, let's Google and see how far are you from a Peterbilt or a Freightliner, depending on what type of truck you're in, right? Well, look, and I'm talking about, this is how we roll. Hey, can I Uber you to the Peterbilt, or can I, I'm gonna pay for the part, get the Uber to pick up the part, bring it to you. You have a pair of pliers, ratchet set. Can you take 10, 15 minutes, change the hose, and keep it going, right? And I'll pay you an extra $100 from doing that, right? Where it'll save me 5, 6, $700 for a roll call. That's the difference between a mega carrier, a smaller fleet, or own operator, right? Now, some drivers might say, man, I don't do all that, right? All right, cool. I don't do all that. I'm not doing that. And that's cool. That's not your job to do. Like, literally, it's really not, right? It is not your job to fix a truck. It is your job to put your hands on stuff and keep it DOT compliance, right? Like a changing the headlight, a signal light, little simple stuff, right? Stuff like that, right? But for this guy who's looking to be an owner operator one day, that's the perfect job, right? Because now when you get in there, you're learning how to be an owner operator yourself. Feel what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? If you're connecting with this, bro, put it in the chat. Let me know what's up. But this is the type of stuff you want to learn. You want to learn, okay, this is how I need to run my truck, right? When I get in the game, right? Um, you know, these are the type of, this is how I deal with tires. This is how I deal with, breakdowns. This is how stuff like that. Like, back in the day, man, this is another reason why I don't run my trucks just crazy and all over the place, is because, man, there's some places on the road in this country where you'll be in the middle of nowhere for hours. All right. And if a hose bust or a flat tire or whatever, there's places in Texas where if this happened, you don't have no cell phone, you're like stuck, right? So, not saying that you're gonna always be around something, but when you're an operator or you have a small fleet, you tend to run a little different, right? And if you are someone that's looking to get in the game and learn how to do this, and you just got your license or you're about to get your license or whatever, my opinion is definitely go run under on operators so you can soak up all that game. That's one of the biggest things. Tony Robbins always talked about, and for those of you that don't know who Tony Robbins is, definitely Google him and check him out. But one of the things is he talks about is this: if you want to be successful, the fastest, not the only, but the fastest way to get to success and be successful is to model someone who's already done it, right? Now you can literally take everything that this person has already done, it's already proven to be successful, and just model them, right? So that's kind of a hack, right? And that's what you should do if you are just starting out and you're going to get your license. Go get under owner operator that's doing something that you do, or a smaller company that's doing what you want to. Learn from them, soak up all the information, right? And model them. They're gonna have some ups and downs, right? Pros and cons, but understand you're learning a lot of game, a lot of game. All right. So they say great minds think alike, for sure, right? Dynamic force. I would suggest do a walk away lease purchase with an open deck carrier. That way you'll have a taste of what it's like. You can also build relationship with the customers. Bam. Great game. Great game. I've done this, by the way. This is check him out. He giving you the game now. All right. That's another option. All right. Tank Diesel says copycat game with your own spin. All right. I don't know what's going on with my thing. Let me see what's going on. One second, y'all. I don't know, something going on with my do 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 do. I don't know. My Instagram fell off. I don't know. I'll whatever. I'd rather YouTube anyway. So Tank Diesel says copycat game with your own spin. 100. Definitely. You know what I mean? I don't mean, you don't have to, you're just modeling, right? You don't have to do everything that they do, right? You're going over there. I mean, it's a great game to me, man. I mean, listen, go drive a truck, learn everything, soak it up. You're getting paid while you're learning everything. I mean, hey, that's, like, do that, right? So definitely copycat game with your own spin. Love that. Never been simple. I'm definitely connecting. I'm eating it, by the way. Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within was turning point in my life. Definitely. So you already know. So you already know what he says when he talks about, hey, look, modeling. You definitely want to model. Like, for sure. You definitely want to model, right? So um Yeah, man. So that was one of my notes in here. The mindset, have the patience, mental moderate success, right? Uh Miss Perkins is watching. Says, no need to reinvent the wheel. That's my wife. She always tell me that. We hear you. I got you. So yeah. Um Text 985-326-1699 if you're looking to get some help in this space, right? Also, listen, I have a free trucking to cash flow group geared to heavy hauling, oversized, overdimensional loads. It's free. This is what I was going to say at the end of the night. For everyone that is, I'm probably going to launch it tonight or first thing in the morning. Everybody that's in the trucking to cash flow free group, they will have first dibs on joining the next group that I'm creating. I'm creating another group. It's a paid group version where I will be conducting weekly Q&A calls. I will have online curriculum to study, whether you're purchasing a truck, whether you're learning to get in heavy haul, whether you're learning to dispatch, whether you're learning, you want to learn how to even do some stuff in a broker space, right? Whether you want to learn how to just be a owner operator, I will have modules on all of this. Okay, this is going to be a group with teachings and modules, videos and how to videos on how to do all of this. Right, I'm going, basically what I'm doing is I'm taking 21 years of my own experience plus my father's experience and my grandfather's experience, and I'm going to package this up and I'm going to dump it all into this group, and you're going to get access for all of that. Okay. And I'm launching it. And when I launch it, it's only going to be for $20 to zero a month, starting off, but it's only going to be for the people that's already in the truck and the cash flow free group first. And it's only going to be like that for probably 24 to 48 hours. This group will go up to probably over time it might go up to about $200 a month. All right. Yes, it will, because I'm going to, the more and more and more I put in, like, I'm going to give out everything, like everything I've ever done, everything I know, the whole game, purchasing trucks, financing trucks, credit. I'm talking about a lot. I can't even think about everything that's just going to be in there. Right. But it's going to be in there. But if you're already in the free group and you hit the link that's in the free group, and bring you over to the paid group. You get to get in the paid group for only $20. Join it, and you will be grandfathered, and that will be your price forever, as long as you don't get out the group and have to come back in. You will be locked in at that price. So, with that being said, I definitely hope you take advantage of that, and don't think that I'm playing on this. You might want to go on ahead and get in for the 20 and not get in at 100 or whatever like that, right? Once again, we're going to have templates, paperwork, how to read permits, how to purchase trailers, trucks, dispatching, quote loads, the whole nine. All right. So, with that being said, let's get a little jam, the music, get the music on the way out. The link is in the description. Let me put it in there again for those of you that don't see it, because I do not want you to miss out on this. All right. Let me put a little star on that. I think that's gonna make it come to the top. But with that being said, I will see you in the next live stream. Hopefully we will see you in the school community, where we're going to get in a deeper dive. It's not going to be nothing like what's on YouTube. It's going to be way more structured, and we're going to answer these questions, and we're going to help people get their first truck. We're gonna help them get their first trailer, lease on, get their first job, whatever it is, level up, right? And make this money. All right, cool. So See you in the next video for sure.